What up, DBs? It's Coach D Magic here from the DB Network, bringing you everything DB. Right now, we're going to talk about quarters coverage. This is TCU versus Texas Tech. Quarters coverage is very complicated in a way because everyone runs it differently. And depending on how complex your scheme, it can be very complicated. All right. But I'm here to break down the very, very basics so that you can effectively run whatever quarter system that you're in. Okay. So take a look at the safeties. Safeties, you're pretty much going to be anywhere from 10 to 12 yards. Okay. And you're going to be inside of the slot receiver. So uh, look at their feet. See how they got their front foot up? One, it allows you to go downhill on the run, so get in the run fit. And then two, look how they play these vertical routes. So they're not backpedaling. We're gonna take a look up here. Watch this. You see the footwork? He's scooching out of there. So it's not a backpedal. Scooch, 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 because offenses or slot receivers, they break their routes off right around here anyway. They break their routes right around like 8 to 10 yards anyway. So if you're backpedaling, you're going to be way too deep as opposed to where the or compared to where the breaking point is. So that's why you scooch. You get that 10 and out. You can drive that. You get that vertical. Get to the hip. If you get that corner route, you're still in a great angle because we're kind of turned right here in a quarter turn to just run this way. All right, take a look down here. Scooching as well. Okay, now it really depends on the receiver split. So, for instance, when I was in college, we had nail, we had hammer, we had key. All right, so for instance, key for us meant palms. Okay, so key means key number two. Key number two. So if number two goes out, the corner picks him up. Let's say we were in hammer. All right, hammer means that we're going to play regular quarters and the Sam or the nickel is going to work his way out to the flat. And then we're going to have the Mike that's going to pick up three. Or if let's say this was a tight end and he's here, we would call something. All right. And that call meant that you're going to have a flat foot read. I'm pretty much eyeballing tight end. If he runs vertical, I take him. If he pass blocks, then I look to either help on the run. So if it's zone away, I'm basically looking to fill an open gap cutback wise. If it's a pass play and he stays attached, I'm looking to possibly help number one down here to body the dig, roll with the post. Or if he takes off on a fade and I can't help him, maybe I can help something coming back or I can get to the middle of the field. So there's a lot of different things you can do in quarters. Again, it just depends on what you run. But the basics are the same, okay? You're inside of number two. You're going to go with the scooch technique. If the back's to you, you're not necessarily in the run fit because think about it. The run is going to go away from you this way most times. All right. Even if he gets the ball and he cuts back, once he gets the ball, it's not like you're flying out of there, right? So you should be only in your first scooch when he gets the ball. All right. So you can easily go from scooch to filling somewhere in here for cutback or scooch to just going straight downhill here on cutback. This safety is more likely to get into the run fit. All right. So it depends. The offense you're going against, the scheme. Are you in the front run fit? Or are you not in the run fit? Back away, you're probably going to have to be in the run fit somehow. He's going to shoot here. And then you feel here. Back to you, you're probably not going to be in a run fit. You might end up being a free player. All right. So let's run through it. So down here, we see pass, see how he's working. He's working here to the flat. We call that buzz. So sometimes they want you to get a hand on him. Sometimes they just want you to buzz. Buzz meaning Don't get a hand on him because we want you to get to that hitch as quickly as possible. All right. Then look at the corners technique. All right. He's got his inside foot up. I don't really see this too much, but I understand the concept, especially in the boundary. So he's scooching. Once he gets this hitch, he's going to zone off because he knows I don't have this. He has it. He zones off, and now look, we have a bracket here. Now the genius comes here. Look at this safety right here, all right? So he has his eyes on two. Two's vertical. I'm matching it. Now, he doesn't know the corner is going to have his back yet, all right? Scooch, could be a dig, could be a post. I got to take all that. Once he sees the corner zone off, and then he sees the number 2 receiver run a corner, he points, and then he zones off. And look who tried to sneak their way back into our lives here. That hitch that we thought was a hitch was actually supposed to be a quarters beater, but we have a savvy safety who zones off and drives upfield shoulder. That's how you know where the ball is. Don't drive down here where he is. Follow that upfield shoulder, that high shoulder, the shoulder closest to you at this point as a safety. That'll take you right to the ball. Creates a turnover. All right, so let's take a look at it here. This is a better view. Okay, so back to me. I'm probably going to be the cutback player. I don't need to rush down on the run. I'm not really in the run fit. All right, and again, back to me. I'm probably going to have to be in the run fit if I get zoned my way. Eyes go from here. He sees hi-hat, pass, scooch, get my eyes on 2. I see 2 bending off for the corner route. I'm just going to zone off once I see the corner takes that. See him trying to sneak back into my life. Drive uphill. And he makes this play literally like maybe he probably moves like 3 yards initially. Scooch, that's 1 yard. Scooch, that's 2 yards. So he moves like 4 or 5 yards. All right. And he's able to make this play. So as safety, you can be patient. Don't fly out of there. All right. You're not going against Tyreek Hill. Well, you might. It's possible you might be going against somebody that fast. But as a safety, you got time. All right. And even if you got a fast guy, instead of lining up at 12, maybe line up at 13. Instead of lining up at 10, maybe line up at 12. Just adjust. Every yard matters. Don't fly out of there. Be patient. Get your scooch. Get your calls. All right. Whether you got a key number 2 for whether the corner's keying 2, whether the Sam or the nickel's working the 2, or whether you got all of 2 because we're sending the blitz. All right. Make sure you get your keys right. Make sure you study your opponents so you know which plays you're going to need or which checks you're going to need. All right. Coach D Magic again with the DB Network. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and then send me video suggestions as well because I want to make what you guys want to see. All right. Peace.